in satin, lay me down on a bed of roses, sink me in the river at dawn, send me away with the words of a love song. Oh, oh, oh. Lord, make me a rainbow, I'll shine down on my mother. She'll know I'm safe with you when she stands under my colors. Oh, and life ain't always what you think it ought to be. No, ain't even gray, but she buries her baby. The sharp knife of a short life. Well, I've had just enough time. If I die young, bury me in satin, lay me down on a bed of roses, sink me in the river at dawn, send me away with the words of a love song. The sharp knife of a short life. Well, I've had just enough time, and I'll be wearing white when I come into your kingdom. I'm as green as the ring on my little cold finger. I've never known the loving of a man, but it sure felt nice when he was holding my hand. There's a boy here in town says you'll love me forever. Who would have thought forever could be severed by the sharp knife of a short life? Well, I've had just enough time. So put on your best, boys, and I'll wear my pearls. What I never did is done. A penny for my thoughts, oh no, I'll sell them for $1. They're worth so much more after I'm a goner, and maybe then you'll hear the words I've been singing. Funny when you're dead how people start listening. If I die young, bury me in satin, lay me down on a bed of roses, sink me in the river at dawn, send me away with the words of a love song. Oh, the ballad of the dove, go with peace.
Tim and Kevin Olson, Mother Stephanie Lowey, Brother Devin Lowey, Father Christopher Elliott, Patrick Standish, and Matt Olson, as well as aunts, uncles, cousins, and many friends and extended family members. Thank you all for gathering with us today as we say goodbye to our dear Alana. At this time, I would like to welcome Joe Dewick to come and share with us, and after him will be Miss Alana Rempel.
Great to be here. So glad you could all come. I'm Joe from Joe's Place, and Alana was like one of our core youth down there. So I'm just going to share a few things from our perspective, and you'll get to hear some other perspectives later. She attended almost every program we had throughout the year, and let me just say you could not help but notice when she was in attendance. She was quite the character. Yeah, we got a cool set of photos coming up with some karaoke and things. She'd enter a room with gusto and make sure that everyone knew she was there. But she had this thing that she would also make everyone feel welcome. And she had a way of connecting with people and making them feel important. So for example, I don't do hugs, and you know how much she's into hugs. And so she realized this, but then she found out I was in the Army. So she created this special greeting ritual just between us so that we could still connect. And so she would come to attention, and then she would salute me, and then she would wait for me to do the same, and then she would give me a big high five. And it was sometimes the loudest high five you've ever heard. It would make my arm, my hand red. But that's just the kind of person she was. And she participated in everything at Joe's Place. Weekends, Tuesday small groups, Youth Quake, Kettleston Camp, Cypress Hills camping trip, every outdoor adventure thing we did during the pandemic. And she was really quite the contortionist, very flexible. So for you or I, there are certain things that would be hard enough as they were, like kayaking. That's enough of a physical challenge for me. But she would find a way to make it harder and worse. So here she is kayaking with us. Yeah, my leg would just dislocate. I need a Tylenol just from looking at that picture. One of our mountain biking trips, here she is, just unreal. I don't even know how she made this happen. There's a zoom in the next one here. Yeah, that's it. Ow. Yeah, I am on Robaxacet immediately. Zip lining in Cypress Hills, that's pretty cool. I mean, again, we got another close-up coming in. Incredible. When you're posing with a superhero, you would think that the superheroes are the coolest people in the photo. Nope, not with Alana around. She would take the foreground on that one. Eating pizza, generally not a gymnastic type event, but she made it one. And even having a little drink to stay hydrated, she still managed to make it look uncomfortable. Just drinking some water. I'm not even sure physically how that works with gravity, but she would make it difficult. I'm so glad that we're in this venue, actually, because this is where we host Voltage, the New Year's Eve party, and she spent a lot of New Year's Eves right here, just cramming as much as she could into that one night, and jumping up and down and dancing to the band right down here in the mosh pit. And she'd be thrilled that this celebration of her life is right here. But I asked her other Joe's Place youth staff and volunteers if they had any memories of Alana, and they flooded in. And I won't read them all. I can't share them all. Honestly, we would be here all day. I've shortened them down a bit even, but I'm going to share a few. So one of our youth, Alex, remembers that one day they went to Starbucks, but Alex was a bit short on cash for their expensive drinks. Let's be honest, they're expensive. And so Alana just went ahead and bought Alex a Starbucks. And that in and of itself is pretty amazing, but it gets cooler. Later in the conversation, Alex actually realized that that day was actually Alana's birthday. And so, in typical fashion, Alana, on her own birthday, bought someone else coffee. Michaela Fay was one of our youth, also a school friend of Alana's. And now Kella volunteers at Joe's Place, and she said, I think my favorite memory of Alana was the first time she walked through the doors of Vanier Collegiate, and she ran straight up to me and enveloped me in the tightest bear hug I've ever experienced. Anytime I saw her after that day, I could always expect either a tight hug or her just jumping on my back, and it was always the highlight of my day. One of our Briarcrest volunteers, Leah Holtz, said, "I remember Alana was one of the first youth to befriend me. She was so vibrant and kind. She pulled up a chair and just started talking to me and telling me about her life. It was such a comfort in those early days of volunteering at Joe's Place to know someone's face and name so quickly. She was such a joy to sing karaoke with. She was just a really fun girl." Longtime Joe's Place volunteer John Hepting said, "For me, I don't really have a single story, but she's been one of the youth that, over the years, has provided me with the encouragement and the motivation to keep on being a volunteer at Joe's Place. Just with the conversation she's had with me, the joy on her face while she attended Joe's Place events, especially New Year's Eve party Voltage, and I'll forever have the image burned into my memory of her just smiling, sitting on top of an inflatable, and not falling off, hopefully." One of our past staff, Rose Little, wrote, "When I think of Alana and the time I had with her at Joe's Place, one of the first things that comes to my mind is her enthusiasm for life. She was one of the only girls that was always down for the sporty events like paintballing or biking. Sometimes those are hard sells for the girls. But we enjoyed pairing up as fire team partners and playing paintball and trying to flank the other team. This is awesome. She eagerly participated in the paintball reenactment of the D-Day invasion, and she persistently represented the Allies storming the beaches of Normandy." That sounds like Alana. "She enjoyed trying new things and discovering what was possible. I remember one time when she came kayaking with us. Halfway through, she capsized her kayak and needed help flipping it back over. But to be clear, this was not because she was bad at kayaking. No, it's because she was trying to do the splits in her kayak." Of course she was. Rose continues, "There was also the time we took her sledding, and she proved to be the fastest one on the hill, and she was determined to set a record for how far she could go. And yep, she went down that hill through the parking lot and accidentally went over a small cliff by the edge of the frozen river. She wasn't hurt at all, but she definitely set a new record." But I also think of Alana's capacity for loving others. She deeply loved her friends, family, mentors, and animals. I remember when I brought my daughter, first as a baby and then the next year as a toddler, to the Joe's Place Cypress Hills camping trip, and she was so eager to hold her and play with her. Alana always had room in her heart for people, babies, and animals. The Joe's Place staff loved having her at events, and we will cherish those memories with Alana and the time that we had with her. So that was from Rose. One of our Briarcrest students who worked for Joe's Place, Connor Browett, remembers the first time he met Alana. "It was my first time volunteering," he says, and I was a little bit out of my element. And there was this energetic little girl in this sparkly striped dance leotard that ran up to me out of nowhere, and she's like, "Hey, do you want to see a back bridge?" And I was like, yeah, of course. So she does this crazy back bridge and shows how flexible she is. And she kept doing it for all the other volunteers and the kids that were coming by. And I think her goal was just to make you go, "Oh, that's really weird. I don't think your body's supposed to fold that way." It's a good memory of her because she was always trying to entertain and make people happy and make them laugh at the things she was able to do. But Alana made people feel welcome at Joe's Place. She made me feel welcome at Joe's Place. And she made me feel like we'd known each other forever. I'll never forget the impact she had on me. Past staff Sasha Barrett remembers clearly the day she met Alana at Joe's Place. She says, "It was during COVID, and she was one of the few kids during that very strange time that actually felt like trying to talk to a new volunteer. From the get-go, she was friendly, talkative, and open. She loved people, life, and adventure. I was excited to have her in my group of girls for the summer. She was someone who you could always trust to be there for the outdoor adventure activities. And even though the pandemic was hard on her, she always chose to look out for the people around her rather than dwell on herself. I remember one of the last talks I had with her. I was giving her a ride home after a drop at night. She was my last kid to drop off, and even though it was late, we ended up talking for another half an hour about anything and everything, friends, mental health, direction in life. And it was amazing because she told me that all she wanted to do is make sure her friends were safe and cared for. She had the biggest heart for others. And even when that was a strain on herself, she happily took it. Alana was passionate, caring, and a good friend. And finally, current Joe's Place staff, Alicia Gibson says, when I first met Alana, it was my first Voltage back in 2018, and I was running the clay room, and this small, bubbly girl started talking to me and telling me all about the clay figurines she was making based off her cat, who had recently passed away. She talked to me about that cat for a good 20 minutes, and I don't know if I even ever learned her name that night. A few weekends later at Joe's Place, I had this young girl run up to me and give me the biggest hug. I had no idea who she was. There's so many kids at Voltage. She starts talking about how she's so happy to see me, and this is one of her first times at Joe's Place, and Voltage was so much fun, and she loved the clay room. And then I remembered, this was the girl from the clay room. And from that moment on, Alana and I became pals. She was in my tent at Cypress in 2019 and 2022. But I remember once during the pandemic, we were doing art together, and I was asking her about school and friends, and she told me about someone who had previously bullied her. But that person was now going through a hard time. And Alana explained that despite the past bullying, she wanted to treat that person with love and kindness, because she knows how painful it can be to go through hard things. So that's a prime example of who Alana was, this kind, loving, caring, fun and bubbly, and a joy to be around type of person. The last time I saw her, she gave me a big hug, and although I didn't know it would be my last hug with her, I was so thankful. So that's a little bit about her life at Joe's Place. And Alana will be missed dearly by so many, and I just thought those pictures captured it so clearly, the fun, but then the depth of character as well. Because she really did care about people, and she really made an impact on those who met her. So I think the way she'd probably want my little part of this day to end is in this way.
You can't give an Alana a stage and not expect a cartwheel. Miss Kylie, I can do the splits. I want to do a tap duo with you, Miss Kylie. Alana would like that. I don't know how this is gonna go. I've never done anything like this. And this girl is really special to me. She's my Minnie. So I'm the OG. Sup? It's me. You may have heard. It's true what she told you. But I'm just gonna read kind of something I wrote to her. And at the end, I asked her to pull a card. So I want to tell you because I think you'll get a real kick out of which one she picked. But yeah, so say a little prayer for me. I'm usually the hot mess, and that's kind of why we're two peas in a pod. So you got to deal with it. And it is what it is. So if you want to let it out too. Be weird. Her and I bonded over our neurodivergency. So if you gotta get your stims on, do it. But yeah, so my letter just starts with Dearest Minnie. I hope you're in a land full of musicals and trampoline parks, all of the delicious foods, all the foodses, and tons of animals, lots of dance, of course, maybe gymnastics, all the fun stuff. To say I'm grateful seems really insufficient, reflecting on my time with you and having you back this last dance season with us was really awesome, and those memories are really precious to me now, knowing that we were gifted that opportunity, which came out of someone kind of bailing. And I turned on her. I was like, we can't let these kids down. And I miss you. I miss dancing with you. You need to dance like you're born to dance, pun intended. Like, you need to, you know, and she was there, like, to save the day, bang on. So, like said before, that's her. And these memories are really precious to me, and we had no way of knowing it would be our last. So we had a lot of plans for solos, duos, trios, and I've been talking to some of those people. And hopefully, I can guarantee, though, that I will do my best to honor all of her plans and songs and ideas and everything. It's going to be a really emotional year at dance because we did have a lot of plans that we don't get to do. So we'll have them one more time. But the joy you felt dancing, it really radiated, and it brought immense inspiration to me as a teacher, but also all the people that she got to dance with, all the kids that she helped mentor. They were better because they danced with her. Immediately they were better. They were more outgoing. They'd use their face, and they'd just try harder. Like, she was a huge inspiration. So I pray they dance hard for you. I pray your light and your passion, your eagerness, your bright eyes, your bushy tail willingness, always to learn and help others feel uplifted, will live in everyone's hearts forever. The amount of years you lived did not equal the amount of life you lived. If someone was destined to be forever young, it's absolutely suiting that it be you. You lived your life to the fullest, so I feel you crammed probably about 4 people's regular lives into the short 19 years. And unapologetically, you made sure to always remind us and me the things that we were trying to remind you. So not only a student, but a teacher right back. It was cool to watch her grow. It's okay to be different. She reminded us it's okay to be a lot. It's okay to be processing your trauma, and it's okay to have those mental health struggles and still be fabulous. So my favorite images of you are when you stood in the light, confidently beaming, and now that's you, our bright, shining, shooting star. They're not meant to last long, but you sure made up for it by the amount you sparkled. I want you to be free. You've got no pain anymore, no suffering, no bullies, no people misunderstanding you. The amount of joy, love, and fun you will be bringing to the heavens, the universe. It's a true gift to the angels, but it's a gift to us. You'll be everywhere, and you'll want to be with all of us at the same time, helping all of us by working your magic. So thankfully now you can. You're not limited by time and space and all that. She already did defy it, as was mentioned. She was very, very flexible. I'm just so thankful also to our higher power that Aiden was sent her way to have given her the best summer ever. I wanted to tell her she really deserved that, and I'm just so grateful she finally got to experience that. Alana set the bar very high for him, and I'm really grateful to have a new relationship with him. It's helped processing this a lot. So he knows now what he deserves because she showed him. And I thank him wholeheartedly for loving her and giving her the most beautiful last summer that any of us could have hoped for her. Her and I understood each other better than most ever could dream because of a lot of our weirdness. It's really hard to accept this super unfair change and grieving this loss. I'm pretty pissed off, to be quite honest. There's a lot of things, like she's so joyous and bubbly that I want to focus on her life and not how pissed I am about her death. But I know she had a lot of amazing people waiting on the other side to be with her, and some who she really missed dearly. They likely were missing her right back and right there. And for anyone who knows about the Rainbow Bridge, I'm sure it got way lighter that day because she had a lot of pets, and so they were waiting there for her. And now they can be together because, boy, did she miss and grieve the loss of her pets. So I just know it'd be like whoosh, a flood of like the cutest puppy kitty love roll thing, you know. I'm sure that because how we grieve is all different, you know, we just have to do it, right? And it could be awkward, it can be imperfect, it can have a lot of resistance, a lot of sadness, anger, attempts to negotiate the situation, but ultimately we have to surrender to this pain of accepting it. It's going to be really frustrating and confusing, and we just have to be patient and understanding with ourselves and each other during this time. I wanted to just read this little small paragraph from the prophet, and it just kind of made me think of her. It's not the end of the book or anything. It's just right near the end, though, and it just says, "For what it is to die, but to stand in the wind and to melt into the sun. And what is it to cease breathing, but to free the breath from its restless tides, that it may rise and expand and seek God unencumbered. Only when you drink from the river of silence shall you indeed sing. And when you've reached the mountain top, you shall then begin to climb. And when the earth shall claim your limbs, then you shall truly dance." I just love that picture that was taken of the Aurora Borealis. Like, she's just free to dance. So the card that I got, this was probably like very close to when she was killed, and sometimes I'm into this stuff, sometimes I'm not, but that day they were there and they just said, take one, and I asked Alana to pick, and she chose Come Out of the Closet. And like, for those of us who are in the queer community, like, that was something she was shamed for and just really wasn't like, I don't know, she couldn't accept that, as she shouldn't, you know? So it was very suiting for that. And kind of what that card is saying, it has a Japanese Shinto goddess, and the story of her, it's gonna connect and resonate for sure when you hear it. But ultimately, it signifies that it's time for you to make your feelings and beliefs known, that it asks you to reveal who you truly, really are to yourself and others. And that's what she did. So it may involve heart-to-heart discussions or allowing people to see your true nature. You'll be spiritually supported in this process. And as a result, when you come out of the closet, your relationship will deepen because you will know that you're loved for who you really are. So all of us here, we loved her for all of her, like when she was messy at her worst, when she was at her best. And that was really appropriate. But the Shinto sun goddess, the story is she was so bright and radiant that her parents sent her to heaven, where she now shines down upon humanity. She became upset when her brother was a storm god and demolishing the planet. So she hid herself in a cave in protest, and the world grew cold and dark. The other gods tried everything to coax her out. Nothing worked, until they finally put a mirror at the cave entrance. When she saw her bright and beautiful reflection, she finally came out of the cave. You can call upon her to increase your self-esteem and to reveal your true self to others. So I don't think it was by mistake that I got that card when thinking of her. She was loved for who she truly was, and we know that because she didn't hide it from anybody. There were a lot of people who tried to punish her for that, or just maybe didn't understand. But she still had the perseverance to live her life to the fullest, being her most authentic self. I think she could have pulled that card because she wanted us to remember to be our true selves, and that she really taught us all of those things and wanted that because she wanted us to feel as wonderful and loved as she felt towards us. And that was her true passion. So if we can give her any gift in this tragedy, it's to keep her memory alive by doing all the things that she taught us, by just being your most authentic self. And to not give a hoot if they don't like it. Okay?
Head down till the work is done. Waiting on that morning sun. Soldier, keep on marching on. Head in the dust, feet in the fire. Labor on that midnight wire. Listen for that angel choir. You got nowhere to run. Wanna take a drink of that promised land. Gotta wipe the dirt off of your hands. Yes, sir, you got dreamers plan, but it gets hard to stand. Soldier, keep on marching. Soldier, keep on marching on. Head down till the work is done. Waiting on that morning sun. Soldier, keep on marching on. When I
A scripture reading, a reading from the book of wisdom. The souls of the righteous are in the hands of God, and no torment will ever touch them. In the eyes of the foolish, they seem to have died, and their departure was thought to be a disaster, and their going from us to be their destruction. But they are at peace. For though in the sight of others they were punished, their hope is full of immortality. Having been disciplined a little, they will receive great good, because God tested them and found them worthy of themselves. Like gold in the furnace, he tried them. And like a sacrificial burnt offering, he accepted them. In the time of their visitation, they will shine forth and will run like sparks through the stubble. They will govern nations and rule over peoples, and the Lord will reign over them forever. Those who trust in him will understand truth, and the faithful will abide with him in love, because grace and mercy are upon his holy ones, and he watches over his elect. The word of the Lord.
Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You have been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it. Still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh.
When I was your foe, still your love fought for me. You have been so, so good to me. When I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. You've been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Yeah. Shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Yeah. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God.
I think Alana would have clapped after every single one of those. I think we need to clap and just say thank you. Yeah, that was... Yeah, thank you, Joe, so much for capturing exactly the spirit of Joe's Place and what you've built and done. I think that was such a favorite spot of Alana's. We know it was. And so I think another favorite spot of Alana's is the dance studio. And so thank you, Big Alana, as we call you, for creating that space. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kylie Code, and I was blessed to create a space for Alana in a dance studio as well. Just want to take a second. The most unique thing about Alana is that there isn't a single person in this room who doesn't know her. If you're here today, it's not because you knew of her. No, but you actually knew her. There's no surface level relationship with her. No casual acquaintance. Alana was all or nothing. So big, loud, and absolutely amazing. And I asked for permission from Stephanie to say this because I mean no disrespect, but Alana was crazy. I remember one evening walking into the senior hangout area at the dance studio to check on the girls. And there was Alana, right in the middle of the room getting naked, changing into her dance clothes. She had a Subway sub in one hand and a giant Slurpee in the other hand, and was animatedly telling the wildest story of her day to anyone who would listen. And as I yelled at her, "Alana, put your clothes on!" all the other girls in the room looked at me completely unfazed, like, "Miss Kylie, it's just Alana." She had no concept of personal space. She totally understood that you might have a personal bubble, but she never remembered that you had that personal bubble, and she would invade it every chance she got. And that was just her, unapologetically herself. Alana loved to be busy and involved, and she had the energy to make it happen. I was talking to some of the girls about what it was like being in classes with her, and the resounding response was she never stopped talking. It didn't matter who she was standing beside at the bar, or, I'm sure, where she was sitting in her school classrooms. Alana could talk to anyone. She had this incredible knack for making friends wherever she went, no matter the setting. My husband reminded me of all the years when Wednesday nights meant dismantling the studio flooring to prepare for the weekend services. It usually took us about an hour, and after a full evening of classes, it was absolutely exhausting. But there was Alana, still there at 10 p.m., long after all the students have left. And even when her mom would beg her to go home, "We need to go to bed," Alana would keep tearing up that floor with us until every last piece was done. She just couldn't walk away from helping someone. I would often find myself picking up Alana on the way to anywhere. School, dance, church, Walmart, you name it, and I probably gave her a ride there at some point. She was always walking somewhere, and it became this funny part of our shared story. I'd pull up alongside her and say, "Get in, Alana. Where are you going this time?" It was just another way that she managed to weave herself into the fabric of my life. A friend and fellow dancer, Charlie Miller, wrote to me to express her gratitude for having had the honor of growing up dancing with Alana. She wrote, "Alana was a ray of sunshine and so full of energy. She didn't care what anyone thought of her, and I always admired that about her. I will forever be grateful that I had the opportunity to know Alana and to have had the pleasure of looking up to her as a dancer and a friend." Emma, my daughter, shared with me the memory of a time Alana had bought them matching t-shirts, hair scrunchies, and purses so that they could be matching besties. She was always doing thoughtful things like that. I felt pulled to Alana from the moment I met her. Not because she had this infectious laugh, or because she had a huge giving heart, or that welcoming spirit, which she definitely had all of those, but because she reminded me so much of myself. First off, Alana was all about dance. When I started Born to Dance 13 years ago, Alana already had a dance studio she called home, but there were just a few hours in the evening where she wasn't dancing. Therefore, she had more time to fill with dance, so she joined us too. Every waking moment of her life was dedicated to dance, and I completely understood that. I had the same drive, that same need to be moving, to be dancing every minute of every day. But what truly bonded me to Alana was that I saw so much of my own journey in her. Like me, she was loud and bossy and over the top and often misunderstood. And we shared the same scars, not the ones you can see, but the invisible ones. The scars left by people who told us we were too much, too loud, too hard to handle, or my favorite, "You're too bossy." I saw those scars form in Alana every day. They were the ones made by her trusted friends or adults who would cut her off mid-story not realizing how deep their dismissive sighs or eye rolls hurt her. Every time someone said, "Here we go again," it dug into her soul. But no matter how many times, how many scars she carried, Alana never stopped loving. She never stopped giving, and she never stopped trying. She always had a smile on her face, always wanted to be the one to lift you up, even if you had just pushed her down. Alana's final year with Born to Dance was a difficult one, marked by grief and challenges that no 16-year-old should ever have to face. That year broke Alana and took so much from her. But as I was visiting with Stephanie this week, we found some comfort in knowing that Alana was finding new ways to move forward and find joy. Aiden was a big part of that, and we're so thankful for the time that they had together. Alana was also dancing again, and that's thanks to Big Alana, whom I'll forever be grateful to for providing that space for her to heal and renew her passion for dance. The last 3 months of Alana's life were marked simply by joy, and we take peace in knowing that. I want to close today by thinking of words to the song "I Can Only Imagine," which says, "Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus, or in awe of you be still?" Today, I imagine Alana dancing for Jesus with the same passion she had here on earth. But now every scar, those deep, unseen ones, are healed. She is whole, surrounded by love and acceptance, and never again will she be told that she's too much or not enough. Never again will she have to stop hugging someone because she is now embraced in the eternal hug from her Lord. We're gonna watch a video and listen to some more songs.
I follow my heart. Somehow it always seems to know. And when I dance, my feet are dreaming. I close my eyes and let go. The music flows through me, and then I know I'll be fine. Listen to the beat of your heart. Keep on dancing, keep on dancing, shining just as bright as a star. Keep on dancing, keep on dancing, 'cause dancing's who I am. I stretch for the sky. That's where I want to go. I close my eyes to see more clearly. The less I think, the more I know. The music flows through me, and then I know I'll be fine. Listen to the beat of your heart. Listen to the beat of your heart. Keep on dancing, keep on dancing. The beat of your heart, shining just as bright as a star. Just as bright as a star. Keep on dancing, keep on dancing. If someone told me that the world would end tonight, you could take all that I got for once, I wouldn't start a fight. You could have my liquor, take my dinner, take my fun, my birthday cake, my soul, my dog, take everything I love. But oh, one thing I'm never gonna do is throw away my dancing shoes. And oh Lord, don't try me, really not tonight. I'll lay down and die, I'll scream and I'll cry. We've already wasted enough time. I'm never gonna not dance again. I'm never gonna not dance again. Oh, I just wanna pop and look to my records. There go all of my clothes. Never gonna not dance again. Dance, I'm gonna dance, bruh. Dance, I'm gonna dance. I want my life to be a Whitney Houston song. I got all good luck and zero, don't care if I belong, no. If I could kill the thing that makes us all so dumb, we're never getting younger, so I'm gonna have some fun. Cause oh, one thing I'm never gonna do is throw away my dancing shoes. And oh Lord, don't try me, really not tonight. I'll lay down and die, I'll scream and I'll cry. You know that I'm starting a fight. I'm never gonna not dance again. I'm never gonna not dance again. Oh, I just wanna pop and look to my records. There go all of my clothes. Never gonna not dance again. Dance, I'm gonna dance, bruh. Dance, I'm gonna dance. Dance, I'm gonna dance, y'all. Dance. I'll lay down and die, I'll scream and I cry. You know that I'm starting a fight. I'll lay down and die, I'll scream and I cry. We've already wasted enough time. We've already wasted enough time. I'm never gonna not dance again. I'm never gonna not dance again. Oh, I just wanna pop and look to my records. There go all of my clothes. Never gonna not dance again. I'm never gonna not dance again. Never gonna not dance again. Dance again. The music plays till the end. Dance again. Never gonna not dance again. Dance again.
All right, before we say goodbye, Stephanie would like to have the opportunity to celebrate Alana's 19th birthday. So that was something that she was not able to do. So we have our candles today. So I would like us, if we could join together, turning on our candles like we were lighting Alana's birthday cake. And if you would please stand and join as we sing happy birthday to Alana. She would have yelled that at the top of her lungs. So as we come to the close of this service, let us remember that though we say goodbye today, the love and memories we hold in our hearts are eternal. And Alana's life has touched each of us in ways that words cannot fully express. And it is in our shared stories, laughter and tears, that her spirit will continue to live on. Let us take comfort in knowing that while we may feel the aches of loss, we also carry the light of Alana's life within us. As we leave this place, may we honor her memory by embracing one another with kindness, dancing through life with joy and loving as deeply as she did. The family invites you all to join them in the gym for a catered spaghetti lunch to get as messy as possible because you know Alana would be wearing every last drop of that sauce. And if you haven't already, please add your pictures, poems, or stories, or anything else that you brought in the memory books out front. And as well, please drop your candle in the baskets on either side of the doors, and thank you so much to Church of God for providing these candles for us today. Thank you all for being here, for sharing in this celebration of life, and for supporting each other in this difficult time. Let us now go in peace, carrying her memory in our hearts, always.
I follow my heart. Somehow it always seems to know. And when I dance, my feet are dreaming. I close my eyes and let go. The music flows through me, and then I know I'll be fine. Listen to the beat of your heart. Keep on dancing, keep on dancing. Shining just as bright as a star. Keep on dancing, keep on dancing. 'Cause dancing's who I am. I stretch for the sky. That's where I want to go. I close my eyes to see more clearly. The less I think, the more I know. The music flows through me, and then I know I'll be fine. Listen to the beat of your heart. Listen to the beat of your heart. Keep on dancing, keep on dancing. The beat of your heart. Shining just as bright as a star. Just as bright as a star. Keep on dancing, 'cause dancing's who I am. I color outside the lines. I'm changing up all the rhymes. I trip and stumble again and again. But at least these steps are mine. And even when I fall, I shine. I know this feeling will lead me to a bright tomorrow. Yeah. Listen to the beat of your heart. Keep on. If someone told me that the world would end tonight, you could take all that I got for once, I wouldn't start a fight. You could have my liquor, take my dinner, take my fun, my birthday cake, my soul, my dog, take everything I love. But oh, one thing I'm never gonna do is throw away my dancing shoes. And oh Lord, don't try me, really not tonight. I'll lay down and die, I'll scream and I'll cry. We've already wasted enough time. I'm never gonna not dance again. I'm never gonna not dance again. Oh, I just wanna pop and look to my records. Let go all of my clothes. Never gonna not dance again. Oh, dance, I'm gonna dance, bruh. Dance, I'm gonna dance. care if I belong, no. If I could kill the thing that makes us all so dumb, we're never getting younger, so I'm gonna have some fun. 'Cause